School failed me because I did not learn how to write a check, but I can tell you about every stage of a plant's life. So of course, being equipped with the knowledge of all the dead presidents and photosynthesis, I was not prepared financially for the real world. So in this video, I want to kind of share mistakes that I made so that you don't have to make those mistakes regarding money and, just a little bit of a talk about how I got to where I'm at right now. So please be sure to keep it locked for all that and more. It's Crystal with the Cash Compass. All right, welcome back. I am here to teach you all the things that you should have learned in school about money, but for whatever reason, they forgot to mention it. Please be sure to subscribe because we talk about everything from personal finance to investing to the economy. Let's get into it. All right, guys, I am still on vacation. If you guys want to follow me along, please be sure to follow my Instagram at The Cash Compass, and then also follow my daughter. Show her some love on her channel. I just made her a new little Instagram page, not channel. All right, so number one, developing an irrational fear of your checking account is irrational. There would be times where I was literally like, oh, Stevie Wonder to my bank account because I did not want to see what was going on. I knew I had a very lit weekend. I knew I was out with my friends. I was YOLOing it up, and that would cost me dramatically, okay? Treat myself became a religion. I was a teller at the time, so of course my nails had to be done every single 2 weeks, and my toes. I know you couldn't see it, but they were there. While the money that I was making was good for my age, it wasn't a life-changing amount by a long shot, right? But I was definitely balling like I was fully employed. So of course I would spend, it would be irrational, and then I would be just kind of really kicking myself when I actually decided to, swallow my pride and go take a look at it, and I don't want people to be doing that. If you find yourself in that same position, please budget weekly at the very, very least, okay? When I started taking control of my finances, I was budgeting like clockwork. It's really important, especially if you still kind of have this spending habit, spending addiction. Don't worry, you're not alone. 70% of our growth comes from people just balling out. So I got us. But if that's something that you definitely struggle with, just watch your budget. Watch your bank accounts like a hawk, because that is how you catch those things and stop them from actually happening. Another good tip is if you overdraft, ask for your money back. A lot of companies will actually refund you at least one overdraft fee. I can't speak for every single bank, but I do know that I've had experiences of being overdrafted, and I says, hey, how are you going to charge me a no money fee? I don't have the money, and I damn sure don't have the overdraft money, okay? Mind you, they take our money to go invest it, and then they want to charge me $30 when I overdraft, but you're giving me only 0.1% to take my money and lend it out. Anyway, that's a whole different topic. I don't even want to get into that right now. But definitely annihilate that habit as fast as you can, because if you are just being on top of your expenses, then you won't have the tendency to keep going over your budget. Next thing I learned was buying a car twice your salary is 4 times as dumb. So quick story time. I was, again, working as a teller, but I didn't have a car, okay? And I was actually pretty embarrassed about that, because I don't know where you guys live, but in New York, going on public transportation was no problem. Like everybody does it. Millionaires are on the train. It's no big deal. But for whatever reason, in Miami, it was like a sign of poverty if you were riding the bus. I don't know. So I used to be a little bit embarrassed because I didn't have a car, and I would have to travel at least an hour and a half just to get to work because the transit system actually was terrible. So I wanted a car, and I used to lie about having a car. But anyway, it's a different story for another day. So basically, when I finally got a car, I got a brand new 2012 Toyota Corolla. I was extremely excited. I felt like a baller because I was like, brand new car, honey. And this is not to knock buying a new car. I think if you have it, if you got it, it ain't tricking if you got it, right? But for me, as a teller, that car was literally 2 times my annual salary, which is absolutely crazy. I would not advise anybody to buy a new car if you are someone who is not super well off, especially if it's going to be double what your annual salary is. I think you should definitely stay away from that, right? Because the minute just an inch of that tire rolls off the dealership, you have lost a lot of the value. So going forward, when I do buy a car, because I still have that car, so I never had problems paying it, mind you, but it was still not the best financial decision at that age. If I were to lose my job, well, then I'd be in a pretty sticky situation, right? Because that's just a lot of money. So at this point, I would just opt for a used car, let somebody else deal with being upside down on their loans, and I would just buy a used car. Obviously, do your due diligence, make sure that everything is okay. You don't want to buy a piece of junk, but don't be the one that has to be paying for the depreciation of that car, to the extent that you can avoid that, then do it. But like I said, do what works for you. The next thing is that credit cards are the Jehovah Witness of personal finance. And that's no offense to anybody, but it's just that they are extremely persistent. I would get credit card offers in the mail all the time, and the offers would always look super good and, you know, really, really attractive, right? But those 0% intros are a scam. It's a setup. Please, if you are not responsible with your spending, avoid, okay? Because what's gonna end up happening is you'll see 0% and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, like I'll buy all this stuff and I'll pay it off before the 0% interest ends. And that almost always never happens. And in fact, they know that. That is exactly why they offer this, and they'll offer 0% on balance transfers as well, because they know you're not going to pay it. Then all of a sudden you go from 0% to 17% or even 20%, and you know, that flat screen TV you bought for $300 is now $360. And I haven't even factored in inflation and you not getting your buying power. But anyways, let's not go off on a tangent. So to the extent that you can, opt out of those things. I will put a resource below. If you get credit card offers in the mail all the time and you want nothing to do with them, I commend you. Look at my description and I will have a link for you to opt out of those things, and then you'll get no offers anymore, clogging up your mailbox, okay? We only want checks in the mail, okay? So if you catch flights now, you will catch feelings later. Please do not go on a vacation with your rent money. Don't go on vacation with any of your bill money. Don't go on vacation with your credit card, okay? Vacations almost always cost more than you think they're going to cost. You might think, all right, I'm only going to spend like $30 a day for my food. And then you get there and you realize breakfast is $30. And I don't know about you, but I need 3 meals, okay? And snacks. And you shouldn't really be spending your last dollars either, even if it is in savings, okay? You want to have a separate budget allocated for your vacations. That way when you come back with a peace of mind, right? Vacation is supposed to be relaxing. You shouldn't come back and be stressed the hell out because now you're going to get your car repossessed or you're not going to have nowhere to live. Like, we don't want that life. So you can still go on vacation, but maybe just try to be more creative with what you do, right? Like, you want to go to Paris? Well, go to Vegas. They have the Eiffel Tower there. Same thing. But overall, you want to just make sure that you are being disciplined. You're not overdoing anything, because this is our financial future. It is so important now more than ever to really be in the weeds of your finances and not end up doing things that you will regret later. All right, that was it. If you like this video, then please be sure to like this video and share with your friends. And if you made it this far, please consider subscribing. And if you have anything else going on, you know what to do. Go ahead and binge watch me. And until next time, keep your money up.